morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Thursday, April 20th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first card in our 5-card spread? It is out. And we are starting, wow, feminine energy is killing it today. We're seeing this coming through very strongly. We had it for our card of the day, the Queen of Pentacles, and we are starting today with the Queen of Wands energy. So we are seeing here that for feminine, this will feel a bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine energy right now, this is feeling like you are very much in alignment. You're feeling a lot of power as it relates to your own ability to get things done, as it relates to your own ability to communicate and manifest. You're entering and starting this day from a point of power, potentially putting a lot of attention right now, not only in your own stability and security, as was indicated by that daily card of the day that we received, but also in getting things done and communication. While for masculine right now, this could be a lot of thoughts or orientation around a feminine that you feel is embodying these qualities, having this ability to communicate, having this ability to get things done, allowing for this energy to kind of be very much your focus as you start the day today. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread is, here it is. We've got it coming through right now with the 5 of Swords. So, for feminine and masculine, it will feel a bit different. For feminine energy right now, we are seeing that this is a moment that not only are you feeling very much in your own power and you're trying to get things done and accomplish things, you are also coming to a point right now where you would like to resolve some things. This could be a day or a moment where you're tying up some loose ends, potentially returning to some situations or circumstances that you feel have not reached a point of closure, trying to create that sense of closure either for yourself directly right now, or through going back to some circumstances and situations to create that sense of closure for yourself. There is something here about having to go back to some situations to deal with. So that is coming through very relevantly today. While for masculine right now, this could be feeling a lot of energy towards desiring or wanting to move towards some point of closure or coming into a point of resolution around some outstanding issue that could be related to an energy of this Queen of Wands. So an energy that you feel is very active in your own life right now, that you feel that would be receptive to communication, or you feel like you are communicating with either in some tangible or metaphysical level. This is where we're seeing this resolution point coming through right now. The next card we are seeing today for the collective read, may I please get the 3rd card, is Judgment in its reversal. What is up with this? 11 people in the room. So what are we seeing here? So for feminine energy right now, this could be a point of reconsideration that you're having around a decision that you may have previously made. That there is some idea here of returning back to a past situation or some scenario. That's something about where you find yourself in right now. Something about the way that you're thinking coming into this sense of power is making you have a reconsideration point on some situations from the past that you may feel are open and require some sense of closure, and having a reconsideration or reorientation point on your overall opinion. Whatever you are feeling around this could be a day or feeling some of the shift and focus, specifically because of this place of grounding that you're finding yourself in right now. While for masculine energy right now, this could be a moment of reconsideration that you're having about desiring to create some point of resolution around a feminine energy that you feel is manifesting this towards you right now, that is in a open, communicative, expressive place, or you're feeling some kind of active communication, metaphysical, tangible, or otherwise, that you're feeling with this energy that is allowing you to feel like you need to create some kind of reconsideration point around where you left things with this energy. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card we are seeing in our 5-card spread Here's that retrograde blockage coming up to wave its little head. Because while we see here that this is going to feel like the blockage point for this, because while we see here that for feminine, there is some point of redress, there is some returning back to some past situation, having a difference of opinion, you are feeling in some capacity or some way, some sort of blockage as it relates to actually creating resolution around this, because there is something here about feeling some kind of tangible or intangible blockage as it relates to a way to correct this situation or a way to go forward from this point. This could even be feeling like there is some kind of like tangible blockage preventing you from having this point of communication, but still this is very heavily on your mind at this moment, which is why you may be putting a lot of thoughts towards it. While for masculine energy right now, this could be having a point of reconsideration around some situations from the past where you may have potentially left it with an energy that you feel is in this place, that you're feeling this connection to, but also experiencing some kind of blockage, be it tangible, be it like you're actually like digitally blocked, or be it that you're feeling like there is some communication blockage here. And this is creating that point of frustration because while you may have had some kind of a rechange of thought or reoccurrence, you are feeling that the communication itself is the challenge. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The final card for our first 5 before we start to get clarification on the cards. Justice in its reversal. There's some kind of situation rearing its head right now that is requiring or desiring some sort of resolution, some sort of potential restoration in some way, shape, or form. For feminine right now, there's something here about feeling the frustration around this right now because whatever this is, it's creating some sensation of an imbalance, feeling like there is something that is off balance, having a desire to correct the imbalance, potentially having to go back to situations or scenarios to restore this or to create that sense of balance, but feeling the frustration of something being blocked in your ability to communicate doing so. While for masculine right now, this could be a reorientation point, having a change of heart potentially around an energy that you find is in their feminine that is embodying this power right now, but feeling that there is this disconnection, this communication block, tangible, metaphysical, or otherwise, and this is what's creating this sense of imbalance for you going forward from this point. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our Queen of Wands and this 5 of Swords energy. So for feminine right now, this is a moment of feeling like you're in your power, you're in your connection point, you are feeling like you are finding the sense of balance in yourself, but it is bringing to mind some situations or circumstances you still feel are open-ended to some degree. For masculine right now, this could be the desire to return back to some situation or circumstance, to create a point of resolution, to create a point of restoration, potentially with an energy that you feel or you're looking at in some way that you are observably seeing has this capacity, has this degree of empowerment and communication. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the 7 of Wands. Ouch. So what is some of this blockage? For feminine and for masculine right now, there is something here about your own integrity being challenged as it relates to going back to the situation or circumstance. That something here does feel like a battle. That for feminine, this could be feeling like while there is this need and desire to want to go back to create some restoration point or to create some kind of resolution, there is a feeling that there is an inability or difficulty here because it challenges your own integrity. You may be feeling raring to have this fight right now because specifically you are in your power. You've got your wand. You're kind of ready. You're like kind of coming out of this guns blazing, if you will, like really embodying some of this like Aries eclipse energy, even around some circumstances that need you to tackle and feeling like you're kind of ready to have that. You're ready to kind of go back at it, if you will. While for masculine right now, there is a moment where you are potentially asking yourself if you want to fight for this energy, because there is something here about feeling like there is something that's coming to a point of closure, potentially around a feminine energy that you feel is embodying this quality, having this ability of balance within themselves of both masculine and feminine, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. And this is a moment about really asking yourself, what is it that you want to fight for? Are you ready to fight for these things right now? Are you ready to push forward, even in the face of adversity, towards this type of energy? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our 5 of Swords and the Judgment in its reversal. So having some feelings or thoughts right now about going back to some situations from the past, maybe having a reconsideration point or a reorientation point about where you left things. If that's requiring this desire to want to see some sort of tangible change, may I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Have you heard about the Mercury retrograde? Yeah, it's here. It's almost here. It's basically here. Because what we're seeing here is, again, the desire to create this point of restoration is clear. The desire of having a change of heart, having a change of perspective is very noticeable. But feeling some inability to push forward in this way, feeling some sort of blockage as it relates to plans, communication, not being able to do this, even though there may be a desire to want to do so, trying to get over some of this hump right now, because it is feeling like either it is a metaphysical block or a very tangible block that's preventing you from being able to move forward in the capacity that you want to move forward on. Bottom clarification between the Judgment card in its reversal and the Two of Wands. So having this moment more of reconsideration, having this option or opportunity right now to have a change of heart, having a change of perspective, but again, feeling some difficulty and inability as it requires the path going forward. And it is this inability to see forward on your path right now that is making you have some change of tactics, making you have some change of perspectives, reorienting some decisions that you may have made for yourself in this moment for hopes of restoring or allowing for a better communication, a better connection point, a better ability to see what those plans will look like going forward, trying to clear this blockage, if you will. Clarification coming through right now with communication. With communication, the solution to a block in communication is communication. It feels a little silly, but it's also true. This is also going to be also coming through in a degree or to a capacity right now where this is going to hit a little bit differently. So this is finding in some way, this could be feeling like reaching out in some degree around some areas right now where there is not communication happening. This could either be you putting forward that like first attempt, putting forward a new attempt towards communication, or potentially receiving this new attempt at communication coming forward right now. So that is requiring or allowing some degree of allowing for a change of a mind or a change of circumstance coming through right now. This could also be speaking about new communication. Regardless, we're seeing new communication coming through. The big decision, and depending on how it aligns to your own journey right now, is whether this is from the past coming forward in a different way, or if this is brand new communication coming forward in this direction and alleyway. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our Two of Wands in its reversal and our Justice card in its reversal. So again, feeling and experiencing some blockage that's preventing you from being able to move forward in the way and to the degree that you would ideally desire right now, feeling some kind of inability to see the path going forward, but also putting a lot of attention on this right now to try to correct some of this imbalance that you are currently experiencing around this communication blockage. It's retrograde. It's retrograde. Knight of Swords in its reversal. This is what it's really coming down to right now. And this is going to feel a little different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Bearing in mind, it's not based on gender, but what do you feel most aligned to? For feminine right now, this is feeling some degree of frustration or feeling some degree of imbalance as it relates to some blockages in communication, because while you may not be seeing or experiencing the communication that you would desire to the degree that you would desire, it's feeling like it's causing some issues around planning or being able to even like see or communicate effectively. You're recognizing this imbalance and you are feeling to some capacity or degree the judgment or opinion that this has to do with an outside masculine energy that is not coming forward to the degree or to the capacity or with the kind of ambition or consistency or what's the right word for it? You know, with the kind of bravery, to be perfectly honest, that you would really hope for. That there's something here about feeling like this energy is not coming forward in this degree, which is making you feel like you're losing a great degree of faith potentially around this energy right now, because it's leaving you questioning where this energy stands. Where for masculine right now, this is going to feel like a bit of, thank you, confidence. Confidence, beautiful word. Well, for masculine energy right now, what we're really seeing is there is this moment that you are feeling a lack of confidence in going forward in this, where there's something that we're seeing very strongly coming forward to a certain degree where the spirit is very willing, but the actual like mind is feeling kind of weakened in this state, because there's something here that is creating a deep sense of imbalance in you. You're feeling some of this blockage, but you're also not feeling the confidence to go forward and be able to amend or correct in this moment. So it's really kind of making you kind of face yourself and your own anxieties and fears as it relates to this communication. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our Seven of Swords and our Eight Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, and our Eight of Wands in its reversal. Jeez Louise. So what we're really seeing here is this is like a struggle for integrity is what we're seeing. That someone is resisting their own selves, their own desire to communicate. That there's a deep desire right now to communicate, to plan in some capacity, in some degree. This desire to either want to receive or to get communication. But fighting with your own self, pushing back against your own integrity, because something around this is challenging your own integrity in terms of taking this step around potentially your own confidence if you're masculine, or for feminine being the fact that you're standing in your power right now and you don't necessarily, and you feel like your own integrity is being challenged as it relates to this communication and planning, but feeling the blockage acutely across both energies. May I please have one card to clarify? We've got two cards coming out. The abandonment wound, ye old abandonment wound, coming to the surface here. And experiencing right now that something around this communication block is really calling to mind some deeper abandonment wound that's being triggered. Some feeling of being left out in the cold, being left like not receiving what you were hoping for. That's also calling to mind some kind of deeper wounds that may have come out from even earlier in your own experience. And this is the moment that we see that there is an act of release occurring here. Because more than anything, in a way, what we're experiencing right now is, this is where the struggle is whether this communication is going to help to heal the abandonment wound, or if it's just going to exacerbate it. If it's going to exacerbate it, then this is a moment that a lot of energies are breaking free from it, not wanting to further encourage that abandonment wound from coming to the surface. There could be, I'm going to point out here, a lot of this energy that we're seeing right here, the reason that communication is not coming through right now, these cards would indicate a deep fear of rejection. That there is something here, either that rejection is coming from someone standing in their integrity. So for the feminine energy, what we're seeing right now is a feminine that's really seizing on their own masculine energy, and they're standing in their integrity right now as it relates to communication, and they don't want to reach out for fear of rejection. While for masculine energy, there is a lack of confidence right now, potentially even feeling intimidated to some degree by this energy we see with the Queen of Wands in their upright. And this is requiring you to kind of push back against your own confidence right now due to the fear of rejection that some communication may make. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Seven of Wands in its reversal and our Page of Wands. So, feeling right now that even though there is this blockage as it relates to communication, the deep desire or the degree of having some communication trying to push through, even in the midst of this blockage, pushing back against this, either being in a place of being receptive to it, being receptive to new communication, or being the one to push forward in the midst of this blockage with that communication, even if you're feeling some of these anxieties coming to the surface, allowing for that judgment in its reversal to come through. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. Wow, beautiful energy coming through with the feminine right now. Beautiful energy. We've been seeing this. The last few days have been more of a struggling point for the masculine energy. It's been a bit more empowering for the feminine energy, because we're seeing here it's going to feel a little different depending on whether you're aligned to each, bearing in mind that they are not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For feminine right now, there is a feeling that there is some communication blockage. You're experiencing it, you're feeling it firsthand, but you are being eased by the fact that there is some communication that will be coming forward towards you right now, or is coming forward towards you. And this is what is creating this sense of stability for you. It is helping you open up your own heart space, even in the midst of this deeper abandonment wound kind of rising to the surface as it relates to the lack of communication that you're experiencing. While for masculine energy right now, we are seeing that this is a moment that you are pushing through, pushing past some communication blockages right now. And I will point out for masculine, this is either going to be around a singular manifestation of feminine that you feel embodies both of these qualities, or it could be around two different feminine energies. This is either a two feminine energies, one that you're feeling a blockage around right now that is in their Queen of Wands. So a feminine energy that you want to communicate with right now, that you feel that you have this communication degree with, but you're feeling some level of intimidation and you're feeling your own confidence is kind of suffering in the midst of trying to communicate with that energy. While there is another energy right now around you that you feel is a more emotionally open and available, that you are moving your communication towards in the midst of this blockage. Or This is coming through as a masculine who is feeling a degree and capacity of a lack of confidence and a fear of rejection around a feminine that is both embodying the qualities of being in their power, but also recognizing that they are emotionally available. So taking this moment, because even while you're going through a moment of intimidation and a lack of confidence, you recognize that while this could be intimidating, you recognize that this energy has a lot of emotional availability towards you right now. And this is what is allowing you to come forward with some communication, albeit tentative. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Page of Wands energy and the Knight of Swords. So, different for masculine and feminine energy right now. This for feminine is being in a place of being open and receptive to new communications or experiencing new communications, even while there may be some energy right now around that is also feeling like they aren't coming forward with the confidence that you would desire. This could feel for feminine either like two separate energies or one energy. So this is either coming through right now as a masculine energy that you recognize is coming through in a way that seems to be a bit of lacking confidence, a bit of uncertainty, but still pushing forward with that communication nonetheless. Or this is coming through as two separate manifestations of one that you are feeling there is this lack of confidence that's leading them to retreat, while this new energy is coming forward in a positive way with that communication. While for masculine right now, this is you struggling with your own anxiety, your own fears of rejection in some way, but also still finding some degree and capacity to push through in the midst of that anxiety. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. Transformation. Why would someone push forward in the midst of feeling anxiety? Because there's a deeper, for masculine, this is a very difficult journey because there's something here where you're pushing through against your own anxieties, against your own fears, because you recognize that this is a moment of transformation that is upon you. We've got this eclipse energy taking hold and allowing for this transformation to occur. While for feminine right now, this is a moment that you are experiencing some deep transformation, potentially around masculine energy right now. We see here that you're kind of in a place of comfort to a certain degree, but you're also recognizing that there is some kind of profound transformation happening right now, potentially around the energies that are around you, which is allowing for some communication shifts to occur. It's allowing for either some new energy to come forward to you right now in a new way, in a new degree, or for some energy that is potentially has been lacking confidence to come forward in this new direction towards you, because you recognize that this transformation is afoot. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between the Five of Pentacles in combination with the Two of Swords in its reversal. A moment right now of having some abandonment wounds coming up, having some fears of rejection coming up, but not letting them stop you in this moment, making some direct choices, cutting some things out, shedding what is not available to you right now. For feminine, this is a movement right now into a place of deeper emotional security and stability, really coming in touch and learning how to manage your own emotional capacity, not allowing this abandonment wound to trigger emotional reactions, but actually having this abandonment wound triggering the cutting away of things that are not allowing you to express your full emotionality in a way that you feel is contained and like normalized to a degree, balancing these energies within yourself right now. While for masculine right now, this is a moment of feeling some capacity or some energy right now, potentially around a feminine. Feeling that there is something potentially occurring right now around a feminine energy, feeling some anxiety, that an energy that you feel is in a place of emotional regulation, potentially cutting back or cutting away from you right now because of some abandonment wound that's being triggered. So again, a lot more anxiety on the side of the masculine right now as it relates not just to like one feminine energy in their life right now, but potentially more than one manifestation of feminine, feeling this anxiety coming to the surface. May I please have one card to clarify? Oh boy. Yep. Big energy here with the Six of Cups in its reversal. So what are we seeing here? For feminine right now, one of the reasons that you're moving forward in this capacity right now is because you are in a place where you are feeling emotionally regulated. It's not that you don't have your emotions, it's that you feel that you have a certain degree and capacity of control over your emotions right now. And this is allowing you, instead of rushing back into an abandonment wound or places that you may have felt rejected, to cut away from those right now, specifically because you are recognizing that some of those energies that are triggering the abandonment wound are unhealed karmic connections. Connections that you have a lot of degree of wanting to put your emotionality into right now, but potentially experiencing and recognizing right now that those same places are not able to reciprocate that in kind. And this is allowing this shedding to occur. This is allowing you to make these choices that are choosing your own emotional stability versus those unhealed karmic connections at this moment. While for masculine energy right now, this is a moment where you are maybe potentially having to do some self-work around this area right now. We're seeing this with the masculine energy because there is a lot of direction right now that you're focused potentially towards a feminine energy that you feel a lot of attention is directed towards right now, that you feel has this degree and capacity of control over their own emotional space, potentially even someone that you turn to for this level of emotional support right now. But this energy is in a space where they may be cutting out energy that is triggering abandonment wounds due to unhealed energetic karma. So this could be a moment right now that is feeling very difficult for the masculine because they're recognizing that there is some kind of karmic cycle that's being attended to or broken right now. This could be even trying to rush to the support of another feminine energy for emotional support in this environment, but feeling even maybe double anxiety because you may not even necessarily be receiving it from this energy either. Because more than anything coming to the surface right now is the need and degree to heal some karmic connections. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our Queen of Cups energy and the Death card energy. So for feminine right now, this is a moment of potentially feeling some profound transformation as it relates to your own abilities to regulate your own emotional self right now. That something is occurring right now around your own degree and capacity of recognizing and embodying your emotions that is experiencing some kind of profound transformation. But what we love about this is even as you're experiencing some sort of profound transformation, we see the fact that you have been learning the tools, you've been learning the ability and the capacity to stay emotionally regulated, even through the transformation process. We love this. While for masculine right now, this could be feeling like a bit hairier energy because we see here that you are going through a deep, profound transformation process that was either implemented, started, is being supported by an energy of feminine that is in their degree of emotional regulation. They are feeling like they are a supportive emotional energy right now, and they're kind of either witnessing you going through this transformation process or they kicked it off. But either way, a lot of your attention is focused towards this feminine energy as you go through this period of transformation within yourself right now. May I please get one card to clarify? This card's back, this card and it coming up in its reversal. I swear we've only gotten it up once. We only have gotten it up once in like the last 2 months, and it was bottom of the deck. So it may as well have been, it was yesterday, and it may as well have been reversed because it was bottom of the deck. What is this requiring? Why is feminine? And this is explaining to a certain degree why this is a little bit easier or potentially much easier right now for feminine as opposed to masculine. This is victory through surrender. This is a moment of victory through emotional surrender. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. This is a moment of victory through emotional surrender. And what we're seeing here is that feminine energy is going through this with a bit more ease right now because there's something about this act of surrender around their own emotionality that is allowing the feminine to come into a space of better emotional regulation. being able to hold their emotionality without allowing for an overflow. While for masculine right now, this is a moment where you may be pushing back against your own need to feel your own emotionality. Having this difficulty right now, feeling that need to potentially surrender to what you're feeling that need to be able to surrender and accepting that there is some victory here, potentially being supported right now, being regulated, or having been initiated towards this energy being in your sphere of influence, this feminine energy that is in a point of emotional regulation, even as you are going through this deep transformation process. Continuing to get clarification, the final card for today's spread between, and this is heavy energy right now. Make or break moments, my friend. Make or break moments, because what are we seeing? What is happening right now? Let me explain. This is a moment of unhealed karmic connections coming to the surface, recognition of unhealed karmic connections, and the requirement for a point of surrender. This is going to be the make or break moment, because for the karmic connections, this is a moment. Are you going to surrender and allow for this healing to come forward? Are you going to allow for these connections to reach a degree of healing, accepting that a point of surrender is necessary in order to allow for this healing to occur? Or are you going to use this moment to surrender these unhealed karmic connections, to take this moment to release the unhealed karmic connections, understanding that that is what is required to allow for this transformation to occur? So it's really a moment right now. It's either healing or it's surrender. It's one or the other. Take your choice. May I please get one card to clarify? Wow, this eclipse energy. Did I say now or never? Did I say now or never? This is why. Now or never. No more waiting. All energies are kind of in a point right now where they recognize that the time for waiting is past. That this is not a moment of holding on to things, waiting to see if they improve, being able to sit around, give it the space or time it needs. No, 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 no. This is the time. There are times, there's a time to plant the seed. And then there is a time to harvest the seed. And what we're seeing here is this is a moment that is saying the time is come. The time is come now. It is no longer time to wait for the growth. It is time to yield the fruits from these energetic connections. So what we're really seeing here is this is the moment. This is where everything hangs. Will these heal or will these be released? The time is now. It's now or never is what we're really seeing on these. And either way, it is leading to that transformation process coming to a point of conclusion. Bottom of the deck on this, Knight of Cups in its reversal. What did I just say, guys? What did I just say? Again, it's going to hit a little different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Masculine energy. This is a very hard reading for a lot of the masculine energy here, because what we're really seeing is the resistance point. Where is the resistance point coming from? The acceptance of one's emotionality and one's ability to express your emotions. That all of this is triggering with the masculine, this lack of confidence, this transformation. We're literally seeing here a masculine energy right now that is going through a deep transformation process all around the resistance of potentially being able to express this deeper latent emotion. That is where we see that lack of confidence coming from, that inability to express the emotional offering that's creating this trigger point. While for feminine, what we've seen here is a huge point of gnosis, a huge point of change that has been triggered, all from an energetic and masculine energy that has shown an inability to come forward in an emotional capacity. And we are seeing here that this is the changing point, because it's created a point of deep transformational change for the feminine energy, and the masculine energy is still going through that change, but there's a lot more resistance towards it. So this is really the moment to see which of those energies are the ones that are going to allow for these things to come through right now, or for the masculine, Is this the moment for the masculine energy? What we're really seeing here is this a moment for the unhealed karmic connections? Are you going to be able to come forward in this way, in this capacity, to give this emotional expression right now? Or are you simply going to pull back, walk away, and begin a new journey? These are the decisions that need to be reached at this moment. But either way, we see that there's a lot of karmic tying up that is happening right now. That is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here to experience it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Also, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a reading. The only way you can book a reading with me is via my website. I will never inbox you. I will never DM you. That isn't me. Go to my website to book the reading. To book a reading with me, it is a 2-step process. Please be sure you book the reading, and please be sure you pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you would like to have the reading. I want to thank you guys so much for having this reading with me today, and we will do this again tomorrow.